Welcome back, Life 180 teens. I hope all is well with each and every last one of you guys. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so that you can join and be a part of the family. The last topic we spoke on was Saved Yet Still Human. If you have not yet watched that, please go check them out. If not, continue to join the rest of this video. As you guys can tell by the title, we will be talking about season change this week. And first and foremost, if you haven't realized that we are actually going through a season change right now, there is about to be a new holiday. There is about to be a change in weather. There is about to be a change in what you can wear for that weather. There is going to be a change in decorations going up. There is going to be a change in the atmosphere. And with all of that being said, there's different things that we do in preparations for those things. But I want you guys to be aware that those same things apply as well when it comes to your spiritual season change. You don't just have a environment season change, you also have a spiritual season change. And with that, I want you to be aware first that seasons have the ability to change, which means they are just temporary, which means they aren't meant to be permanent. There is a comma there, meaning there's this is happening right now, but something else can happen. This might have affected this, but something else can affect that. Like there's a but in the situation, okay? Also, with knowing that seasons have the ability to change because they're temporary, you also need to know that there's an expiration date for every season, meaning there's a time for it to start and there's a time for it to end. And a lot of people tend to think that there's just a start date and it's never supposed to end. But the truth of the matter is everything has a before and an end. Even the food that you eat, the water that you take, or not the water, but the beverages that you take in, all of the materials and the materialistic things that you have in your house, in your cars, just in general, they all have an expiration date. They all have an expiration. They have a time when they're made and they have a time when it stopped being made. There is a time for you to get it and there's a time for you to get rid of it. There's a time for it to be good and there's a time where it's not so good anymore. And it's the same thing with everything else in your life. There's a time where you're going to be upset. There's a time where you're going to be happy. There's going to be a time where, things are going to happen and you are going to be like, oh my God, like, what did I miss? Like, why did this just happen? And then there's going to be a time where it's going to be like, okay, I understand that. But at the end of the day, I want you to get to that place where you start understanding that when I know that this isn't my end all be all, I no longer move, I no longer think, I no longer feel, I no longer respond as it's going to be my end all be all, if that makes any sense. And also, I want you to get this other thing, that God and his promises are the only two things that are permanent. Meaning, no matter what changes, God is forever going to be the same. No matter what changes, his promises are still going to be the same. He is never going to run out of making sure that his promises come to pass. He's never going to change up and be a different type of God. He's always going to be the same God. His promises are always going to be the same promises. The same promises that he set before are the same promises that are still here now. The same way he was before is the same way he's going to be now. And with that leads me into my next thing, where when it comes to what season you are in and how to prepare for it and what to do while you're in it, you want to make sure that you always pray. Always. And prayer is just simply you having a conversation with God. You guys are going into that age bracket or that generation or that time where, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncles, mom, dad, pray for you and still will. They never will stop. But at the end of the day, you guys are getting to that age where you can begin to pray for yourself, meaning you guys can begin to have a conversation with God for yourself. There are going to be some times in your life where, your parents or somebody else, is going to see that, something's up with you, and, let me, talk to God in reference for them. But at the end of the day, there are going to be some times where they're not going to be there. And there are going to be times where they're not fully understanding of what's going on through your brain, how you're feeling about a situation, what you're thinking about a situation. And you're going to have to let God know. This is how I feel. This is what I need. And this is what I know. And at the end of the day, your friends, family, and such can make assumptions on what it is that you need and what it is that you're thinking or going through or whatever, but nobody truly knows but the person going through it. If you really want to be honest, nobody knows what it is that you're thinking when you go to sleep. Nobody knows what it is that you're struggling with. Like, yeah, we can see it, we can get glimpses of it, but you're the one that truly knows. And so why not would you yourself, the person going through whatever, or the person that needs whatever, not ask or not say, this is what it is, and talk to the person that can do something about it? Because he has things that he has set in place for you to have, but he needs to know that it's time for you to have it by you saying, hey, I need this. Or acknowledging the fact that you need help with something. Because at the end of the day, he wants to partner with you. He wants to make sure that you get those things. He wants to make sure, everybody has to make sure that, all of his promises come to pass for everybody, not just one person, everybody. But that means that everybody has to understand what his promises are in the first place and who he is in the first place. And so when you begin to pray, make sure you pray from the heart. Simply, whatever it is that you feel, whether it could be good, bad, ugly, indifferent, whether you disagree with whatever is going on, have a conversation. Tell them what it is. It doesn't have to be a long conversation. It doesn't have to be a short conversation. It doesn't even have to make sense sometimes. But simply share whatever it is that you need to share to get it out so that God understands, okay, this is what it is. And so now he can partner with you so that you can get through it. Now he can partner with you and let you know how it is that you can get through it, what it is that you need to do, how you need to address it, and what that means to you in this season. But also move forward in knowing that you have a destination. You have somewhere that you're going. And you got to get there. But it's up to you to get there. And the only way you're going to get there is by looking forward at the things that lie ahead of you, not the things that lie behind you. You look at the things that lie behind you as inspiration to get to where you need to go, as a look back to where you came from, as a look back to what things used to be, not what things are going to be and what things are still. Because at the end of the day, again, it's just temporary. It's not here to last for a long time. Hurricanes don't even last for a long time. They last for some time, but they don't last for a long time. They eventually move on. They eventually go somewhere else. So what does that mean to me? That means your sadness isn't supposed to last for a long time. There will be a season where you will experience loss. Everybody experiences it. Why? Because there's an expiration date for everything, which means there's even an expiration date for people. So people won't be here forever. So there will be a time where you will lose somebody. And everybody has experienced it. It's not just you. Which is why you never take whatever it is going on personal. Because it's not even about you. It's just a life thing that everybody has to go through. As long as you're living, you're going to go through things. You're going to go through those moments where you're happy. You're going to go through those moments where you're not happy. And that doesn't mean that, it's the end of the world, because you're now experiencing that season where you're happy, or you're experiencing that season where you're not so happy. It's just a season. It's just to get you to the next place. But not only that, it's getting you prepared for the next place. It might be preparing you for restoration. You might have lost something in one season, but in the next season, you might be getting restored of whatever you lost with something better or something different. You never know. Also, you're going to go through those seasons where you're unsure of things. That's perfectly normal. You're not going to understand everything all at once. You're not supposed to. That's why it's good to have the partner that you have, which is God. Because he helps you. Whatever you don't have, he has. And he wants to partner with you so he can make sure that you have it. So keep that into consideration. And also, moving forward, understand that, this thing that we live called life, it's going to have twists and turns. It's not going to be a field full of flowers and happy-go-lucky every day. Not even every month or every week or every second of your day. But that doesn't mean that the things that you have that aren't so happy is meant to be a curse. A lot of people say you either have a gift or a curse, or a blessing or a curse. Why can't we just look at everything as a blessing? A blessing is a gift. Something that we probably didn't deserve, but we got it anyway. Because of how much God loves us. Because of how much he said, this would be good for them. This is what they need in this moment in time. They might not deserve it. They might not even ask for it yet. But I know they're going to need this, so let me give it to them. So keep that in mind moving forward. And hopefully this is helpful to somebody. If you know someone that might need to know that whatever they're going through is just temporary because it's a season, and to allow whatever they're going through to give them hope that there is something else on the other side, because there's two sides. Because at the end of the day, if you're moving forward, at some point in time, there's going to be something behind you. Because there's something you're leaving to get to what you need to get to in front of you. Because you got somewhere to go. So understand that everything has a purpose. You might not understand it all the time. You might not agree with it all the time. But understand that everything has a specific time that it has to happen. Regardless of whether you agree with it or not. It doesn't change the fact that it's going to happen. So you're going to lose people. You're going to lose things. You might even lose your mind at some point in time. But at the end of the day, it's okay. Something else is on the way. Something better is going to come. Better days are going to happen. Brighter days are going to happen. You're going to smile again. You're going to love again. You're going to feel again. You're going to experience again. Don't let those moments that aren't so good stop you from experiencing the things that are good. And don't let the things that may have served you a purpose in one season stop you from receiving the things that will serve you in the next season. Don't allow yourself to miss out on what could be by looking at the things that what used to be. Don't neglect yourself in going to the next season because of whatever happened in the last season. Regardless of whether it be good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, don't let that stop you from going forward and moving on. Yeah, it's not that good to lose people or lose anything, but understand you don't understand timing for things because you didn't create it. So no time might not be the good time for you. You might not think that grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, uncle, friend, or whoever else should have left you at that time. But because it was their time doesn't mean it's yours. And understand that, hey, we all have to go sometimes. So take care of the time that you have now. Use what you have to use now. Take into consideration that, whatever it is that you're experiencing has a reason for it. It has a purpose. Everything on earth has a purpose. Even the insects that crawl around have a purpose. Might not be big to you, but they have a purpose here. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. And you never know what it is that somebody else is going through. So their prayers might be a little bit different from yours. And them simply leaving this earth might not be a curse for you. It might not be a bad thing for you. It might just simply mean that he's helping them in their prayers. Meaning they were going through some things that he no longer felt like they needed to go through anymore. And he helped them get to a better place, and they're at peace now. They're no longer suffering anymore. But that's not for you to choose. Those are things that are already set in place for you. So keep that into consideration. And until next time, make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. Every way that you can connect with us will be in the description box for you, as well as connecting with us in person. The address for how you can come meet us in person is going to be in the description box. And make sure that you invite somebody and being a part of this journey with you as we continue to unpack the different things that will help you be a better believer, but also be more aware of the things that might help you, that you never even thought of before, or some things that may not have been as clear as they are now. And so with you guys transitioning, as you guys get older, don't just take our word for it. Do the research. Don't just take what I'm saying about season change. Open your Bible and read it for yourself. But don't even just do that. Experience it for yourself. I can't tell you how to live your life. I can't tell you how to, go through seasons. I can only give you what it is that was given to me, and you can do with it whatever you please. But understand, I'm just sharing what it is that God shares with me, and hopefully it helps somebody. And hopefully you'll do the same. Whatever it is that he gives to you, you'll give to somebody else. And not savor it for your own selfish reasons. But you'll actually, help somebody else out and give it to them. Because you never know. So, anyway, with that being said, love you guys. I will see you guys next week. We will continue this topic. And again, if you have not checked out the last topic, please go check it out. I think that it will be a life changer for, those that may need it, understanding the difference between being saved and human, and how that looks and how that, plays out in our day-to-day life. And also leave down in the comment section if this helped you at all, learning, that seasons are actually just temporary things that happen in life, and everybody goes through them, and you don't have to take them personal. It's not a personal attack on you all the time. I know a lot of people, like I said, think that because bad things happen, they must have did something bad. But the truth of the matter is, it might have been just to teach you a lesson about something, and you didn't even realize it. So you want to stay aware, stay present by continuing to have that conversation daily with God, letting him know what's going on and how you feel about it. Not to tell him what to do, but to let him know that, hey, you said this, and this, but this, and this is happening. I need to know that you're still in it with me. I need to know that, this is still true. And he'll reveal himself to you. He'll reveal things to you. But you have to trust him. You have to know him. And you have to be patient with him. Love you guys. Until next time.